Hi, it's Coach Fred, and the first thing I want to do is thank everybody for reaching out to me this week. I made that video blog last week about my new journey with prostate cancer, and so many people reached out to me this week. It was absolutely amazing, and you've all been wanting to know how I'm doing, so I want you to know I'm doing really well. I started the treatments this week, and the hardest part for me is always between when you find out that you're about to go through something and when you can actually start to do something about it. And I've done pretty well because I learned from my Uncle Max, who worked for 35 years on the highway as a paramedic, that how you go into trauma has a lot to do with how you come out of it. And what happens is when you find out something's going on, then suddenly there's this period where everything else starts to happen. There's doctor's appointments, there's hospital tests, there's things you have to do with your body that you don't want to do, there's the expense of it all, you maybe have to cancel a family vacation, and it all starts to build up on top of each other. And they're all little opportunities, little obstacles, little grenades that give you a chance to get angry. And if you go into trauma angry, and one thing starts to build on the next, and the next, and the next, it can become a really tight little spiral, and it's hard to get out of. But if you can go in with acceptance and deal with the emotions, you can go in loosely, and it's much easier to come out of the trauma at the end. And so that's what I focused on this last 2 weeks. How can I avoid these emotional issues that come up that are going to make me angry and frustrated and start to feel like a victim, and why me? And if you get there, it can be really tight. It can be hard to come out of, and I know because that's where I was before. And I got to tell you, I've done a pretty good job this week. I avoided most of those obstacles. I had a couple moments where it wasn't so great. This week, I started the treatments. Tuesday was like a mock treatment, and you just go in to make sure that I have everything right. And I had a plan to go in and visualize skiing. It's something I learned to do over the years. That's kind of my happy place. And so Tuesday I went into the machine, I visualized skiing, and it was 10 minutes, and it was over really quick. And I'm like, man, this is going to be super simple. And Wednesday I went in for the first real treatment, and I shut my eyes to start to visualize skiing, and I just started to think about all the people in my life. I started to think about Sydney and Andrew and Lisa and my parents and my family, my brother and his kids, and I started to think about my friends and all the people I've met this past 2 years as Coach Fred, and the kids that I coach and all of their families, and all of you have been reaching out to me this week through social media, and the next thing you know, I had tears in my eyes, tears streaming down my face, not from sadness or fear, but tears of joy. I sat there in my first cancer treatment thinking, how lucky am I to be here today and to have all of you. The other thing I learned is that when real adversity hits, we can only control our attitude. We really can't control anything else. And that's the great thing about life. We get to choose every day how we show up. So, I'm Coach Fred. Keep showing up.